Hello friends, and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about the most anticipated realistic games of 2024 and 2025. Get comfortable and enjoy the show.
Noisy.
Gray Zone Warfare is a hardcore multiplayer first-person shooter that emphasizes realism. This game is probably most similar to Escape from Tarkov. It features similar modes to Tarkov, but also its own unique mechanics and modes. The game already looks incredibly cool and graphically impressive.
Get ready.
Final Fantasy VII. REBIRTH is the second part of the remake of one of the most masterful games in the history of the gaming industry. The original 7th installment of Final Fantasy was released in 1997, and the remake came out in 2020. However, the remake turned out to be so revamped and ambitious that it was decided to split it into 2, or maybe even 3 parts.
Wow. Just look at it all. It's so green. Even after everything we've...
Pacific Drive is a highly anticipated survival game set on the northwestern coast of the Pacific Ocean in a post-apocalyptic world. The main feature of the game is that you will spend most of your time driving a car. The car is the main gameplay element, and most of the game's functions are related to interacting with the car.
Sir, best left secret. 8. I don't even look up at the sky anymore. 6.
Was she a myth, martyr, or monster?
5.
Nothing had more potential than limb technology.
Nobody's Left is an adventure-action game in the spirit of The Last of Us, created by a single developer. The main character explores post-apocalyptic locations, engages in shootouts, and tries to escape from the pursuit of crazed people. Despite being developed by just one person, the game looks very good and interesting.
Last time.
Concord is a multiplayer PvP shooter featuring unique and memorable worlds with interesting characters, as well as advanced social features that allow gamers to connect with each other. Immortals is a multiplayer game for 30 players where gamers raid opponents. Players can collaborate with others to more easily break through hordes of monsters and defeat huge bosses. Maintaining squad numbers is crucial, as only the strongest group has a chance to reach the end. Characters in the game use various equipment and powerful relics that match their preferred playstyle. STALKER 2 is a highly anticipated first-person action shooter set in the vast, open world of the Chernobyl exclusion zone. The gaming world has been waiting for this game's release for over 10 years. Gameplay demonstrations and trailers released for the game look simply stunning. The atmosphere of Chernobyl is incredible, and the game's graphics are mind-blowing. The game evokes a sense of nostalgia and a strong desire to play this masterpiece as soon as possible.
But we can't quite seem to get all the...
Frostpunk 2 is an engaging strategy game set in a post-apocalyptic, snowy setting. In the universe of this game, an event has occurred that turned the entire planet into an almost lifeless snowy desert. In this game, you manage survivors to first create a small settlement and then grow into a large city that heats its citizens and protects them from the frosty death reigning over the entire planet.
Just like animals left to suffocate. We need a place to...
Holstin is a dark pixel game set in 1992 in a small town in eastern Poland. Something strange is happening here. The streets are covered with slime that kills people. The main character tries to find his friend, who has stopped communicating.
Jezus Maria Tomu!
Nakwon, Last Paradise, is an online third-person zombie shooter dedicated to survival in Seoul, South Korea. Players will have to search the city for resources and earn money from their sale. This money can then be spent on upgrading equipment and supplies. Neo Berlin 2087 is an adventurous futuristic action thriller set in Berlin in the year 2087. Due to the development of high technologies, society has been divided into two classes, where the rich completely control the city while the poor are forced to survive in slums. The main character is a detective capable of understanding human emotions and using this skill to investigate cases.
Terrifying dreams become reality. The police chief has been murdered. I'm special.
Blade Runner 2033 Labyrinth is an exciting action thriller set in the Blade Runner universe. The game takes place between the events of the films Blade Runner and Blade Runner 2049 and tells about the aftermath of the blackout in 2022 in Los Angeles. Specific details about the game are still scarce, but it has already become highly anticipated and promising. Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 is the new installment of Microsoft Flight Simulator, offering not just to become an aircraft pilot, but also to build your own career. For example, players in this installment can try their hand at being rescuers or firefighters, test themselves in agriculture, or work as a private pilot for some billionaire. Still Wakes the Deep is a first-person survival horror with an oppressive atmosphere. The game is set in 1975. The main character works on an offshore drilling platform that suffers a disaster in the waters of Scotland, and now the character must find and save all team members, exploring the premises and solving puzzles. XDefiant is a free-to-play PvP shooter featuring characters and locations from Ubisoft's most popular games. The game offers 4 factions, 10 maps, and 5 modes. Factions act as game classes, each with unique equipment and abilities. Players can change their faction during battle, and the game includes a customization system. You can configure your equipment, primary and secondary weapons, as well as modifications and gadgets. Project 3 is a dynamic online third-person shooter set in a sci-fi universe. The game bears some resemblance to The Division. The developers focus on creating a unique universe that blends a devastated Seoul with high technology and myths from the 10th century Byzantine Empire. This is particularly evident in the game's gameplay demonstrations, which look cool and impressive. Rise of the Ronin is an open-world adventure-action RPG set in feudal Japan. In this game, playing as a samurai, you will participate in one of the most bloody and brutal Japanese wars. A vast area is available for exploration, including large cities and small settlements with their surroundings. The game's graphics look excellent, and the gameplay is also good.
The river directs the flow. Let's do this together.
Transformers Reactivate is a cooperative action game set in the Transformers universe. The game promises to be dynamic, large-scale, and ambitious. The graphics are expected to be very good, and its gameplay possibilities will surely delight many. The game's release is planned for 2024. Terminator Survival Project is a survival horror game. You won't be able to kill the Terminator. It will instill fear and horror in you, and all you can do is temporarily escape or hide from it. So, we can expect a very atmospheric and cool survival horror experience. Instinction is a new survival game set on a dinosaur island where you must survive. However, you won't be a typical defenseless hero, as often seen in other survival games. In this game, you will have access to a small arsenal of weapons. Trailers for the game have shown handguns and even automatic weapons. There will be many types of dinosaurs, most of them deadly, and they will do everything possible to eat you.
I wish I hadn't come here for this.